Hello and welcome back to the Flubcast. In this episode, I will be discussing a wide range of topics. I know I haven't done one of these in quite some time. Sorry about that. I've just been a little bit preoccupied with water polo. Not that many of you all would care. There are a lot of things I want to cover this week, starting with the Caribs Sevens, some performances there. Just talk about that. Of course, everything leads towards Iran, which is in less than 2 months. That is the Iran Sevens tournament. We'll be talking about that. But this is a very, very different episode. I've never done one of these before, but it's actually identifying a few players, and this is not just everybody, but these are a few players who this year I noticed may have been off the boil from last year, and I just want to throw some ideas out there as has happened in the past as well. So let's start firstly with Caribs Sevens. I've posted one game so far. You all will see more and more games being posted there. Thank you, of course, to Blossom Stewart and to Caribs for inviting us to be a part of that event. First off, I'm going to be very, very honest. From the footage that I've seen, I am very upset. We are heading towards Iran. We have some guys who've been training with the national team now for quite some time. And I thought, if I had to be honest, that a lot of the performances were very poor. I thought the quality of the passing struggled. And what upset me the most, especially as it's sevens, is a lot of defenders were switching off where it would be going one way. And as it moves from one hand, the defender says, oh, thank God, my guy passed the ball. That offensive player will continue to work. They'll suddenly realize that they didn't track the person they were supposed to be marking, inside ball or something's popped on, and their player is just walking through. And that is very concerning. Of course, when I'm talking about sevens all the time, I always just highlight this is the best of the best athletes. You need to be able to cover a lot of space. You need to not only be able to make your tackles, but you have to be in control of the tackle. Make sure guys can't offload. You can't be dropping a set of passes. You need to be able to handle yourself offensively in the scrums and the lineouts. So it is a high ask. And I'm willing to say I speak about guys that when we're playing club level, and I'll hold them to that bar, or under 19, and then I'm talking about seniors and as we go up. But when you put yourself up for the national team, you are wearing our country's colors. You are a direct representation of our entire fraternity, and I want to see the best of the best players out there. And I'm waiting, of course, to see. We'll see that soon. It's very exciting. The first squad that's going to be dropped by Coach Jonathan O'Connor for the upcoming Round Sevens tournament. I want to see who's making that as well, because sometimes it's very frustrating where some guys, they miss out this opportunity. They're playing well, but they're not going to trainings, they're not committing the time. And then they would have guys who waltz into that side because I've gone 100% of the trainings and I meet all the criteria. And I sit there and I just think to myself, it's almost upsetting because sometimes there's a guy who might live in South, but all the trainings are in town. They unfortunately, with work commitments, can't make the time. They could only come 50% of the time, but they're still impressing the coach enough to warrant a spot, but they can't meet the criteria. And that's always upsetting to me. But I could go down that rabbit hole another time. So we're looking at that. I want to see the best players out there. I want to get updates. I'm going to be doing that. And as soon as the information is available, I'll start pushing. But there's some guys who are going to these national trainings. And I'm hearing when I'm talking to people, they have their footwear, they might be very close. And then I'm seeing, and again, in these tournaments, they are not shining. They're not stepping up to the plate. They're just going at that 80%. If you want to play in Iran and not get embarrassed, you have to be able to dominate these tournaments. You have to commit. It can't be a friendly thing. This is business. It's 2 months left. We need to switch on now. It's not going to magically happen 2 weeks before the tournament. Now, okay? We only have a few more spots left. So with that being said, even when I'm just on the topic of Iran, unfortunately, I didn't get, it looks like I'm not going to get the nod. I didn't impress or get, Iran to notice me just yet. So I'll keep trying. I'll keep working towards. Hopefully I get one of those spots one of these years. But what I am proposing is maybe I'll get a chance to do maybe the on-site announcements. Because what I think when you're at these Iran events as well is that we are entire fraternity. And last year I was seeing guys scoring. I was like, I wonder who is that person? He's really impressing me. And I didn't get a name. I would like that when somebody scores there on site, the commentator can say, oh, that's the third try for player X. And, even make little notes and say that, on the international circuit, we have little try celebrations and stuff. And they say, oh, he's doing that for his daughter. He's doing that, have fun so that everybody starts to learn each other's name. We kind of breaking the ice so that as continue to go, we're just getting closer as a Caribbean fraternity. I just think we could have some real fun with it, especially like those Dominican players, the ladies, they're dancing, having a great time. Let's have fun. It's a Caribbean tournament. Let's make it that way. To get to the actual business end of this video, here's a little bit of an uncomfortable conversation, okay? So throughout Trinidad rugby, there've always been tons of squads and tons of players, and unfortunately you could just be in a position where I am a very good hooker, but I represent this club, and right now this club has 4 hookers in front of me, 2 of them on the national team, etc., etc., and you get very, very limited game time, and some guys opt to stay even though they're not really going to get a lot of chances, and they just kind of waste years and years and years. They have fun, but they don't really get a chance to test themselves. So I'll give 2 examples just off the top of my head. Adam C. Dancing, okay, he was playing with Caribs. He was a hooker. He played some centre and stuff. He really wasn't getting a chance because Caribs was littered with different players in those positions. He wanted higher honours. He moved to Northerns. He fought for a spot there because Northerns was struggling at the time with hooker. He got in there. He got opportunity, and he ended up playing so well that he ended up getting some national caps. That's how it works. Recently there, JP Williams, who's playing for Royals now, he was with Northerns, he was playing there, he started a lot of games at flanker, but he wasn't enjoying the system, he was making some errors in that channel there, he got dropped, he was struggling, and instead of saying, well, I'm done with this sport, I'm frustrated, he just went under a different coach, tried a different scheme, see how it is, and he is flourishing under that system, and that's good for Trinidad rugby. It's good for everybody involved, and I like to see players do that. Don't drop out the sport, just try a different environment, see if it benefits you. Okay, you're only exposing yourself to more ideas. So here are 5 players that I actually just want to highlight that I think have excelled in the past, and I find they're falling off the ball a little bit, and I just want to see them enjoy the game and maybe just consider maybe under a different system. So it's a little bit of an uncomfortable one, but let's just have some fun with it, okay? So the first player, and I'm sorry if these players feel uncomfortable with me talking about it, is for Royals, Michael Scipio. So 4 years ago, Scipio actually got chosen and was selected to go and play for Fine Rugby now in Grenada Sevens. He flourished in different situations. He was playing Sevens. He was playing first team, getting a lot of opportunities. But this year and last year, I saw, he was getting moved to full to wing. He plays some at blind flank. He's being moved around, and he's not really seeming to flourish in his current system. But he's a player with a lot of talent. He has a lot of genetic gifts. I would like to see him in a different system, just to see. You're not saying, Royals, I'm done with you, I never want to be a part of this. I'm just saying, go try something different, see how you operate in a different system, and then you might come back to Royals the year after, or maybe 2 years after, and then you're bringing different ideas to Royals as well. But right now you're kind of in a little bit of a no man's land, and you have too much talent to see you wasted there. The next player I'm going to talk about is a younger player, a wonderful member of the team, and his family has completely bought in, so this is a tough one to talk about. For Northerns is Ronaldo Spencer, Muscles. So again, 2 years ago, he was picked for the national team. He was on the bench and he was brought on against Guyana, so he's a nationally capped player. He played a lot of under-19s. Muscles, in my opinion, is really struggling at the breakdown under Northern system. He is being moved. You'll see him giving him some game time at winger. We tried him as flanker. He went to hooker this year for different things, but he's not really flourishing. And he's a guy, again, I don't want to get frustrated where he's just going to give up. I want to just see, can Muscles flourish in a different system? That's all I'm saying. He's falling down the pecking order. He's getting less game time. Don't be frustrated. Don't give up on the sport. Just try something new. Be willing to expose yourself to change. The next player is a former under-19 player, another guy with a lot of potential and promise, for Harvard's Joshua Marsan. So Marsan, again, had a big performance for the under-19 players, talented, fast. I've seen him playing wing and center and hooker, a lot like Muscles. Can't seem to nail down a spot yet. Playing under Harvard's system. Would he try something different? Would he benefit in a different system to try? Why not? Not saying anything is wrong with any of these existing clubs. I'm just saying, why keep a player in a situation where he's frustrated, he's not getting game time, he's talking about X, he's talking about Y. Just go and see how the other fields are, the greener pastures, experience it, and if you like it, stay. If you don't like it, go back. You can move, okay? So 2 more players. I'm only calling 5, even though this list, I could put about 15 players. Next player I'm going to call is Darius Alain for Caribs. So for under 19s, I remember he really turned my head. He had some wonderful, wonderful performances. Yes, Caribs had him play in the knockout final recently, and I was happy to see him get some game time there. But the reality is he just has the unfortunate situation of being in a team that has a array of national players all around him. So the wingers are packed out, the centers are packed out, and I'm not saying give up, never play for Caribs again. He is a big member of Caribs society. I'm just saying for your own career, go and get some game time for a club that's struggling with wings. Go and they have tons and tons of clubs that need quality wingers. Go and give yourself some game time, and then you could come back to Caribs and say, look, I've now played 2 seasons here. You see what I bring to the table when I get starts. You see what I could do against the players that are starting ahead of me. Now where do I stand? Just test yourself, back yourself, go for it. And the last player is similar kind of breath, and I understand he may have had a little injury which kept him out. But last year, Daniel Celestine, the Caribs under 19 fly half, he was really turning my heads as well in the sevens and a lot of the performances he had, and I really saw him play a limited amount this year. And I'm hoping it's nothing other than just a little injury keeping him out, but I want to see him back on the field. If, again, Caribs just being, you're in a situation where you have a ton of really talented guys in that fly half role in front of you. Come and test yourself in another situation. Give yourself some game time, and let's see what you can do. So those are a few ideas. You'll notice I would be deleting some of the older these little talks I have over the year. I might keep it up for like a few months. Let the idea kind of sink in. They don't need to stay up. So it's just something I'm just sharing. The last thing that I wanted to discuss was, a lot of people have said, hey Flub, are we doing the Flubcast Dream Team? If you all want, I could do that. I'll ask, of course, Staggy and Gera to help me out. They did last year. I might even ask Chad. Always nice to just get different views. I saw Caribs do one. I thought a lot of it was correct. One player that I didn't really mention a lot this year. I'm not saying he was the player of the year. I mean, there are a lot of good players in this league. But one player that I didn't mention, and I just think keeps on being ignored for doing the right thing for his club, and I just wanted to highlight in this last episode here, is Dober for Royalians. The more I looked at the games involving Royalians, a lot of times when it was loose or dirty ball, I thought he was so dependable in just catching it and taking it up and setting it up, staying on his feet, falling correctly, getting down, and I didn't get a chance to mention it all year. So I wanted to just do that here as well. So well done, Dober. Keep it up. And it just goes to show you, especially in these 15s, is that you don't need to be a superstar to be recognized. You need to do your job well. And he always was doing his job well. So guys, with that, let me know your thoughts, please. Hope to see you all around. Hope we keep pushing each other for RAN. And I would strongly encourage you, if you are a member of the RAN team, if you really want what's best for TNT Rugby, get on the phone. Call those guys you want out. Shout at them. Let's go, guys. Let's commit. It's 2 months. These are memories you're going to have for your entire life. And don't sit there and think, well, work a little busy this year. In 2 years, that's when I'll be able to come and play. That's not how your body works. Make hay while the sun shines. Make these memories for your life. You'll be glad you wore the TNT jersey. All the best, guys. Over and out.